You can put me on airplane mode. You can put me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab your boarding passes, grab your gatherings, and let's get ready to board flight 813 at 7:53 going out of Reagan National Airport. Today's new flight is the Tuesday night flight. Starring me, the Midnight Rider. No, I'm sorry. I'm just a co-host. Jack Carr, and the host is the big guy, KG. And this is a Sideline Junkies production brought to you by Clear Production Sports. KG, take it away.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are not seeing me for a reason because I've been doing this for the last couple of weeks with this big reveal. So I had to do this. This one is special. So let me go solo here so you can see this big reveal. Boom.
The originals.
Oh,
that's the OGs. You got none other than Big Jim on the left-hand side, the boss BJ in the middle, myself on the outside, and the man that's cool as ice, twice as nice, ain't never had a bad day in his damn life, Junie, right there in the middle. So had to take it back a little bit. Be quite honest, I'm sitting in Junie's face, so yeah, I got to move around, but I miss my brother. Miss him being on, especially for a lot of these NBA topics, man. I miss him being on. As usual, get well soon, man. Still praying for you, still loving you, brother. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man.
I'm doing all right.
Oh, man. Geez. We've had the weekend just seemed so long, and it's a good long.
I need to have your weekend then, because mine seemed like it was a blink. Like I felt like I woke up on the highway, picking up the kid, and then next thing I know, I was getting back in the car on the highway, taking the kid home.
Bam. I can say that it was pretty. This weekend's gonna be even longer because not only we had preseason football, the Montgomery County Fair ends this week on Saturday. So you got to get in there for that. Timoniums should be in about a week or so. So it's fair time, baby. It's all about the fans. So I would have loved to go tomorrow. I think tomorrow's the tractor pull and Thursday's a monster truck, but I haven't been to a good tractor pull in quite some time. But gentlemen, let's put a bow on this. The 2024 Olympics are done. Little tidbit. The 40 gold medals that the United States won, and they were number one in gold medals with 40. 65% of them were won by women.
Yeah.
So that says a lot. 126 altogether. China came in second, total goals and total medals in 91. Then you have France at 64, Australia at 53, and Japan at 45. Any moments that really stood out to you for this, and are you looking forward to LA 2028?
I think the things that stood out for me was the performance by Steph in the last two games to get the men's team the gold medal. I think the no allows by his torso in the 100. And then I think Simone Biles coming back. I think those are my memorable moments.
Yeah. I like those moments too. I thought the U.S. women's basketball team, fighting to hold on to that victory there in the gold medal game against France. That was memorable. I mean, I don't think any of us been on the edge of our seats for USA women's basketball in a long time. Like I say, they're 60-0. You know,
I think that made 61.
yeah, 61. They should. I don't see why they're not more hyped than the men's team because of their consistent winning.
Well, it's a
But
star
all
power.
we talk about at the beginning of this Olympics was USA men's basketball. The beef on the women's basketball side was Caitlin Clark, not how many they had won. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that we need big ups to U.S. women's basketball. Hell of accomplishment you guys are continuing to do. It's awesome.
For me, it's the conversations about men's and women's basketball, and the good, the bad, and the indifferent. Let's just say that. So that was what I took from it. Biggest moment for me, I think it has to be the track and field, and watching US kind of break away, but then stumble a little bit, but then come back with more, medals. So happy for Sha'Carri Richardson. Hope she comes back in 2028 and blows the doors off the thing. And, whatever she competes in, she gets gold. It's like a redemption of sorts with her. So
What did you guys think about LeBron James's gold shoes he wore in the game? Did you guys notice that?
I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, he wore solid gold-looking shoes. I thought that was a bit much.
Well,
Didn't
no.
Michael Johnson do that for the track?
Yep.
He wore
Yes,
solid
Michael
gold shoes.
Johnson did it. But I think Michael Johnson had wore them gold shoes prior to the Olympics. I don't know. That's just LeBron doing LeBron.
I think he did, and I think Maurice Green did gold shoes before too.
Maurice Green got the best celebration.
The fire extinguisher.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Edwin checking in. It was a breakdancing post and memes that put a bow on it for me. Hey, they say they're not gonna have it in 2028, but they should have it in 2028 because it's in LA. The perfect place for breakdancing as an Olympic sport gotta be the West Coast, and I think it needs to come down to the best breakers in LA and the best breakers in New York.
East Coast, man. Boogie Down Bronx, man. West Coast, man. They was late to the party. Breakdancing, East Coast.
But there's your history lesson for today. I always thought it started on the West Coast.
No, New York.
Jumping off in our next topic, because we're gonna do this a little bit different tonight. We're gonna do this a little bit different. And Lady C checking in. She said East Coast for the break. Hey, I just learned something new. Little NFL news. Martavius Bryant signed by the Commanders today. As Commanders fans, he hasn't played in the NFL since 2018, but he was with the Cowboys on practice squad in 23. Of course, he played from 14 to 17 with the Steelers, 18 with the Raiders. Then he went to Toronto, the Massachusetts Pirates, the Edmonton Elks, the FCF Beasts, the Vegas Vipers, Dallas Cowboys offseason of practice squad in 23, and now the Commanders. What was the purpose behind this signing? Because I don't think it was depth at receiver, because you already got a tight receiving room. But Midnight Rider, maybe you can shed a little bit of light on that.
I think it was for exactly that. I think there's some people at the bottom of their list that I think they just want to see what's better. And this is like, if Mike Rizzo does this, we're applauding the whole thing, and we're not thinking nothing of it because he likes to buy low and sell high. And this is the perfect person for it if he has anything left. And you're putting, this guy doesn't even have enough service time where his veteran minimum isn't the normal veteran minimum because he's only got like 3 years of service time. So this is not like you're paying a guy that was in the league for 10 years, the vet minimum. He's paying on a 3-year vet minimum, if that. So take your chance, see what he has. You saw him last year in Dallas. I think I heard he's down from he was 230 last year. He's now 208. Hey, what's the worst that can happen? He comes in and actually plays a game or two.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's just a roll of the dice. What's it gonna hurt? What's it gonna hurt? He didn't really put nothing together huge in the league when he was in the league. I mean, I think 50 receptions is the most he got in the season. I like his size, 6'4", 210. That's like a linebacker playing wide receiver, man. That's a big guy. Been in trouble, got suspended a couple times. Weed's his thing. He likes smoking the Chiba. I think it's just a roll of the dice. I really do. They're not going to cost him a lot. And, I mean, when he was at Clemson, he was nice. He comes out of Clemson, Death Valley. He was a fourth-round pick by the Steelers. I don't think it's a problem just having him at camp. It'd be different if we had paid money to get him to come here, but right now it's just a tryout. So he could be cut tomorrow. He could be cut Monday, you know. But I see giving him a shot. Why not?
I mean, I think it's the
Now,
thing
I
where
asked that question.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say is he did show explosiveness because he had like 17 touchdowns in his first 2 or 3 years. So, I mean, I think we need any kind of playmaker you can get.
He had 17 in the whole 4 years.
But weren't the 17 the first two?
Nah, I'm gonna say he had 14 or so in the first couple, and then he dwindled.
Yeah.
But yeah,
8 and 6. He had 14. Then he only had scored 3 after that.
Okay, yeah, 8 was his most. I think that was rookie year. Correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
now, here's my question: if it's for depth and a guy that you want to, kind of kick the tires on, why not go get a Hunter Renfrow, who's still a free agent?
Another Clemson fella.
Because he's a little more expensive.
Yeah.
And he probably doesn't fit your mold.
Okay.
You don't need a guy that's a possession guy. You need somebody that's going to take the top off.
Renfro's a slot guy.
Yeah, and Renfro's one of the top route runners that when he gets open, he's like a baby Cooper Kupp.
I like Renfro.
But something happened. Something's wrong because he's still sitting out there.
Yeah, I didn't know he was out of a job.
Yeah, he's still a free agent. That's surprising.
He was with the Raiders, right?
Next up.
Yep.
Yeah, and they cut him. Speaking of the Raiders, real quick, they say Josh McDaniel had a chance to move up and get who was the quarterback? I just had it. He had a chance to move up and get a quarterback.
Oh.
He did not. He told the GM not to do it, and then went out and gave Jimmy Garoppolo the $72 million contract. It was a quarterback in the draft that he could have got.
Penix?
Huh?
Penix? No, this has been 2 years ago.
No, it was before.
Oh.
I can't remember the quarterback that it was, but it was one of the highly touted guys. Speaking of drafted quarterbacks and rookies, J.J. McCarthy needs knee surgery. His time to return is to be determined, so he is out indefinitely. What does Minnesota do right now?
Turn to Sam Darnold and say, we paid you $10 million. Let's go.
They're going to have to roll with Darnold. I don't think he'll be out long. Meniscus tears what he's got. I've torn both mine. It's 4-week window for, us regular people with all the training and everything. I think he could be back by week 2.
I mean, that's possible. I think they said, I saw another report, the reason they said indefinite is because they're not sure if it's just the meniscus. So it might be more, and then if they got to do the whole thing, that's why he might be out for the year.
Yeah. It's, they're going to be careful. They're going to definitely use caution on this. They're not going to throw him back in there to the Wolves when he's not back, And me saying week 2, I'd really want to bump that to week 4, to tell you the truth.
Well, if he starts the season, more than likely they got to put him on PUP. So I think that gives you 6 weeks where he's got to sit. I mean, unless you want to just use a roster spot.
Yeah, he can't play at all.
So that's the way you make your decision. You let him, if you think it's gonna be short term, then you don't worry about it. But if you think it's gonna be a couple of weeks, or you want to give him some time to get ready, put him on PUP. Let him take those first 5-6 weeks and bring him back then.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
Continue with the injuries. 26 injuries for the 49ers. I think they're going to stop holding joint practices after a while.
They're going to cut out all preseason activities and just go to game one.
You're going to have more injuries then, but 26
right?
injuries for San Francisco.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah, probably 13 of those are stuff that you probably wouldn't even see on the report if it's the regular season.
Probably so. Something that gives me pause about that, because it wound up on the report. Chase Claypool in Buffalo has been put on IR with a toe injury. We know how tricky toe injuries can be. Toe injuries can end your career,
especially for a wide receiver.
Let me rephrase that. Chronic toe injuries can end your career. As Dion, as Shaq, they can end a career.
Mm-hmm.
If it's strong enough to put him on IR, do you gentlemen think he'll make it back to play on this Bills team?
Huh? Come on, Claypool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just let me know when y'all done. Let me know when you're done.
Well,
No. I mean, I think if he's hurt, I mean, he's going to try to find his way back. I wouldn't be surprised at some point if somebody tried to force him into being like Evan Ingram and being a tight end because of his size, and see if you can do anything with that. Like, that's the only thing that can save his career. He's not a wideout.
Yeah. He missed a lot of last year, too, with this toe injury.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it's funny you said that, trying to find his way back, and what ran across my mind. All I heard was Jaheim singing something.
But no, I know they had big plans for him in Buffalo. I'm not sure if he would have panned out, still to be seen. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do or when he's going to come back, because we really don't know the extent. It just says toe injury everywhere I looked. Doesn't
right. That's all I seen.
Give an extent. So,
well, I think if they put him on IR, I don't think he can play this year. I think he's out for the season.
There's some new stipulation that they can put 2 players, I think, on a certain list, and then you got to bring them back by a certain date, or you put them on permanent. I was reading that as I was looking into this. Damn, I should have wrote down.
Oh no, you have they have the IR where a guy has to miss like 4 weeks, and then you can activate them to practice, and then I think they have to play within a couple of weeks. I know that's how it is in the PUP. PUP is you can activate the player, then you have 21 days to move them to the roster.
Yeah.
Speaking of Buffalo, I'm gonna mention it, but we're gonna put a pin in it and let the boss BJ take over it. But somebody said on a podcast, and I'm saying this on a podcast, some people don't need podcast equipment. Some people don't need the podcast. Some people don't need a platform. But this gentleman said on his show, with all due respect, on his show, that Buffalo will not make the playoffs this year. Buffalo will only win 4 games this whole year.
Woo, dog.
And I'm like, dude, are we watching the same Buffalo team? This is a 10-win team on a bad year.
He asked me, did you click on my video? Did you click like and subscribe? Thank you.
No, I didn't. I just watched the preview, and once he said that, I don't even want to hear your explanation. I'm scrolling past.
I mean, anything's possible.
Okay, Kevin.
Josh Allen gets hurt. Boom. There you go. 4-13. Not good.
Not good. Better than some. 5-11. All right, Steve Spurrier. Last but not least, with the NFL, the Cowboys are worth $10 billion $1 billion.
I actually let it go.
Honest question: is it a surprise?
No.
Thank you. Because I'm every day talking about, oh my God, the Cowboys are worth $10 billion. Are you serious? Is there a surprise?
I mean, you got to think about it. They come with a stadium that's ready made that you can have year round. You can use for everything. The training facility is off the hook. Probably one of the best training facilities in the league. And then you have the Dallas Cowboys, one of the most popular teams in the league. Like it makes all the sense in the world that they're worth $10 billion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, as a general manager, I think Jerry Jones is ass. Because since he's been in charge of this team, and that's been since 1993, since he's been in charge of this team, they went from Super Bowl favorites to yesterday's garbage. Now they have their highs. They'll go 13-3, but they always lose late in the season. And the biggest knock that Jerry Jones has, he never built for the future. He tried to build for right now. Instead of drafting
right now, yes.
You didn't draft a replacement for Emmitt Smith. You just kind of picked up guys. You never drafted a replacement for Jay Novacek, Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman. You never drafted. And that was the Cowboy way. That's how Tex Schramm did it, Gil Brandt. That's how they did it. They drafted next man up. It was a machine. You threw a wrench in the gears, messed up the machine. Dallas hasn't won anything since January of 1997. So that's my knock on Jerry Jones. On the other hand, Jerry Jones as a salesman, the way he sells this team, excellent. I mean, if this was ice, he could sell it to an Eskimo. He could, because you everything you see is all about the Cowboys. You know, they're leaders in merchandise, they're leaders in jersey sales, because everybody wants a part of them. And then you got a lot of people that were born in the 2000s and 2010s, and they don't know any better. So, you know, their parents didn't raise them right, so they become Cowboy fans. I said 2000 and 2010s.
No, yeah, the Cowboys, $10 billion. That's a 12% increase from last year. You know, it's the world's most valuable sports franchise. The second in the NFL is the Rams at $7.7 billion. And then you got baseball team like the Yankees, $7.1 million. Then you got basketball team, the Golden State Warriors, $7 million. And then we have a team from our area, the Commanders, $6.3 billion. I mean, $10 billion, and you got no ships in the last 3 decades. Let me know.
But it's evaluation, fellas. This isn't about performance on the field.
Nope.
This is what do you have that's of value? Because
I don't understand the value. They're not winners.
In 5 to 10, they are winners. They may not have won championships, but I'll take the Cowboys' run of being 12-4 the last 3 years over anything the Commanders have done in the last 30.
Yes, I mean we're in the same boat pretty much.
No, there's a difference.
We ain't done nothing in 30 years neither.
That boat is a little different.
They go on to the playoffs a little more, but
our boat is more USS Minnow.
Mm-hmm.
There's more of a cruise ship like the Love Boat.
Jerry. Yeah, I get you. But still, neither franchise has won in a long time. And
but they have the opportunity to take, as Doc Walker says, you get a ticket to the dance. And as long as you got a chance in the dance, you got a chance to dance in the Super Bowl. So if they haven't done well with it, I understand that. But you can't knock a team being successful and just not winning the championship. You could be even worse. You could be the New York Jets.
Okay.
3 division titles since 1968.
And 2 of the 3 came in the same season when they went to AFC Championship game back-to-back years?
No, I think they made his wild cards in one of those years.
Okay.
I don't think they won a division.
Okay. Now, I agree with you on certain aspects. I don't know if I would switch places with the Cowboys. And it doesn't have anything to do with Cowboys. Take the fandom aside. I don't know if I would switch places, because if you think about it, do you want to go and be that type of team where you're in the highest of highs? You're 14-3, 13-4, whatever, and you rolling into the playoffs, you get into your first game, and you get mollywopped by a team that had to play on the first weekend. Do you want to feel that pain every year?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'd rather feel that pain way more than feeling 4-13 and 7-9 and 8-8 and nah.
I say I don't because it's like that's the look. Now, granted, I said fandom aside, but if I put my fandom in it, the look on Cowboy faces when they lose those playoff games and their fans' faces, epic, and I love it. But putting my fandom aside, I don't want to feel that type of pain. I want to get to the NFC Championship game and then lose. If we're going to lose in the playoffs and not make the Super Bowl, let me lose in the NFC Championship game.
But we
Let
say
me lose. Don't let me win the division, get a first round bye, and then I lose in the divisional round. Nah, at least give me one win and let me lose in the NFC Championship game.
Okay. I'm taking 12-4, 12-4, 12-4.
Yeah, but you do 12-4.
If we lose the playoffs, we
12-4.
lose the playoffs. I mean, think about the number of teams.
Playoffs.
This might be a great topic for Thursday. But let's talk about great teams or teams that have had runs, but they haven't been successful. And I'm not talking about teams that make it to the Super Bowl or to the NBA championship. I'm talking about teams that were really good and just they always flamed out in the playoffs.
Cowboys.
Great teams that had runs but no championships.
Hey, we can go right here. You can talk about the Nets. They had their stretch where they couldn't get over the hump for a long time. But you know what? I was there for that 95 and whatever season, clapping and just hoping for the best. The worst I ever had my heart broken was that St. Louis Game 5 here that I was in attendance at. I woke up the next day. You'd have thought my wife left me, my dog left me, and my pickup got 4 flats.
Well, let's talk about that on Thursday. We'll talk about Buffalo making the playoffs and great teams that had runs but no championships behind it. They had a run to finish out the season. Is that correct?
I'm talking about teams that have been perennial winners, but they just don't get to either that championship game or they don't get to that Super Bowl.
No playoff success.
Minimum playoff success.
That's what you mean?
So like
Okay.
the LA Dodgers right now. One of the better teams in baseball, but they don't make it. They haven't even made it to the World Series in a couple of years. Stuff like that.
True. Okay, so we'll put a pin in that. Hey, this is all I asked for. Let's shape up Tuesday, and then Thursday coming into focus. All right, cool. Moving on. College football season is around the corner. Week 0 is coming up. The preseason rankings have came out. They are as follow. AP top 25. Georgia is your number 1 team in the nation. Ohio State number 2. Oregon number 3. Texas Longhorns number 4. Alabama number 5. Ole Miss number 6. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish number 7. Penn State number 8, Michigan number 9, Florida State number 10, Missouri number 11, Utah 12, LSU 13, Clemson 14, Tennessee 15, Oklahoma 16, Oklahoma State 17, K-State, Kansas State 18, the U number 19, Texas A&M 20, Arizona 21, Kansas 22, the Trojans of USC, 23, NC State 24, and Iowa rounds out the top 25. Gentlemen, any discrepancies in the preseason?
Can we just be done with this charade? I mean, I'm dead serious. I mean, this is a facade. I mean, like, if you look at the top 15 or top 20, it's like 7 teams from the SEC, and then it's like 5 teams from the Big 12. I mean, not Big 12, the Big 10, or whatever they want to call themselves now. I don't even think they're going to change. Like, let's think about it. Oregon, Big 10 now. Ohio State, Big 10. Michigan, Big 10.
I got the numbers for you right here.
Okay.
You got 9 from the SEC, 6 from the Big 10, 5 from the Big 12, 4 from the ACC, and Notre Dame Independent.
Think about that.
That's
Well,
I mean-
hold on. You got to count Notre Dame as Notre Dame plays the ACC schedule, so you got to count them as an ACC team as well, in a certain degree because they got an ACC schedule.
So
They don't go. They listed as an independent. They get counted as an independent.
Because I don't like the schedule anyway.
I know. Hold on.
because
I
it
know
means we
the
don't
man, the king of semantics, is not going to do this. We're not going to play these games, are we? The
I'm
man
just saying.
that argued with me about if a man gets traded on draft day to a
He's
team
not
and never
homegrown.
wears another team's jersey, he's not homegrown. So then, how does
He's
if
not
we don't use
homegrown.
the same logic? Using the same logic, how is Notre Dame an ACC team?
Because Notre Dame plays the ACC schedule. They have
basketball.
contracts with the ACC to play teams out of the ACC.
But that
They
doesn't
are
make
a
them part of it.
fringe ACC team.
Doesn't make
I
them part
hate
of
it.
it. Doesn't make them part of the ACC.
Not
Nope.
officially, but I hate it. I hate the scheduling anyway because that means we don't play Stanford. We don't play Michigan State. We don't play Michigan. We don't play Purdue. We don't play Boston College. We don't play the teams that we're used to playing every year.
You still play some of
So
those.
you don't get those, huh?
You still play some of those teams, KG.
Some of them, but no, we used to play Stanford every year. We played Boston College every year for the Island Trophy. You played Purdue every year for the Shillelagh. Of course, we play USC because that's for the Jewel Shillelagh. You played Michigan State for the Megaphone. You know, these were games. These were rivalry games. These are
every
games.
game.
Huh?
You play for a trophy every game at Notre Dame.
Well, when they're the rivalry games, yeah.
So
We
I like
played
the whole
Navy every
schedule,
year.
huh?
We played Navy every year. That's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
And
Last game of the year.
I'll never forget being in the house to watch Navy and Notre Dame play at then FedEx Field, but Commanders Field. Forever goated in my heart.
I don't know why, but okay.
But moving right along, let's not spend too
Dude,
much
we
time.
played Stanford last year.
Yeah, last year. We played them again
Purdue
this year.
last year. We played Purdue last year.
We got Purdue this year. Where's Boston College? Where's Michigan? Those are rivalry
We
games.
got out of Michigan a long time ago, and then now with them going with the new schedule, they're not going to. You're not going to be able to play Michigan.
Of course.
So that's why you supplemented with. Never mind. I know who I'm talking to. Never mind. I'm gonna stop.
I don't like change.
Hey, you said it best.
Matty Ice checking in. He said, how Kent State didn't make the top 25 is one of life's greatest mysteries. Hey, Matty Ice, we still got Kent State open in the league, man. If you want to jump in, we still got openings. We advance every 48 hours, man. You still got a spot. Shout out to the guys of the Sideline Junkies College Football 25 League. A couple of listeners in there. We got Ross, and Donnell, and the boss BJ. The Midnight Rider is a great enthusiast of it. Because when he speaks, little do he knows I listen. So I be soaking it up, taking notes. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey,
But,
man, you had some onions today.
Well, I wanted to be like Dario and have these huge low-hanging grapefruits when I played because that kid plays with no fear.
I think I fell asleep on his game. I gotta go back and watch that.
Well, he had a outage during the game, so he had to start
okay.
over.
That's
But
why I got you. All right.
Yeah. But any surprises in this top 25?
I don't see any surprises. What I see is, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think Georgia's won because best quarterback and probably the best talent around them. So that gives you that. Who's two? Ohio State?
Yeah.
So Ohio State has probably one of the best running backs. Their question is going to be quarterback, but they have probably the three best receivers in the country. as a trio. Nobody has what they have in terms of offense or firepower. All their quarterback has to do is just not mess it up. Give me number 3.
Number 3 is Oregon.
I think because of their style of offense and Dylan Gabriel, they'll be up there. But I tell you now that come when the Tuesday start, Dylan Gabriel will not be on the top 5 list.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Well, let
talking
me
about.
ask you. That sounds great. When are we starting that? When is the list making its return?
Week 0.
Week 0. So
Whatever week up, week 0, the list comes out. It's the first one.
So, Jack, let me tell you this and any new listeners we have. Every Tuesday during the college football season, the Midnight Rider comes through with the list. Tuesdays is set for the list. That's a Tuesday thing. And we do lists on Tuesday. Sometimes we do music lists. Sometimes we do other lists, but we do lists on Tuesdays. The top 5 quarterbacks in college football as seen by the Midnight Rider, the list. And if you've made the list, I go ahead and search.
Let's think about this. Last year's top 5, number 1, the man with big Penix energy, Michael Penix was number 1. Number 2 was Jaden Daniels. I think at the end of the season, Caleb Williams was number 5. I think Bo Nix was 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember who 3 was.
Was it Shedeur Sanders was up there for quite some time?
He had to get out. We had to kick him out of the.
I think you kicked him out late in the season.
Yeah. I can't think of who the 3rd one was, but yeah. And Jack, I saw the face about Caleb being 5. So I'll just go ahead and break it down for you. The second the kid jumped in the stands, he hugged his mom, started crying, I questioned him. I questioned him all year. I questioned him the whole season. I thought from the standpoint, and he's starting from his first start, he proved me a little bit wrong. But I thought he was a guy that held on to the football way too much and like ran around. And I just think he was so off schedule all the time that I didn't think it would translate well. Quinn Ewers was in that list somewhere. He probably was 4 or 5.
Yeah, because he came back into the list later on in the season.
Right.
Now, along with the list, around about week 4 of the NFL season, we'll get the Arrive 5.
Yep.
And this will be the first full season of the Arrive 5 because we did it late last season. So the Arrive 5 are 5 teams that I feel have not arrived yet. So that's a Thursday thing. So be on the lookout for that for Thursday. And then don't forget NFL season coming up. Jack, this your first year picking, man. You got to get in the ESPN pool, man. You definitely got to get in the ESPN pool.
Are you muted, Jack? Mute.
Yes.
Mute button.
Damn, I've been talking all kind of smack. Y'all ain't even hearing me.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you the first time.
I was flapping gums over here. Damn.
I
But
saw
yeah,
you
I look
talking. I was
forward to
like, that looked like a good conversation. Too bad.
But we got to do our picks on Sunday on a Sunday Rise, so that's a must have.
So hold on, Jack. You're a Commanders fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we don't have the added team for you. So what we normally do is the Commanders game. I think we do the Ravens, the Bills,
The Bills.
Who? And then
You
we
said
do
Bills.
Okay, then I think we do. Is it 2 games of the week we do, or is it somebody else that has to be in the list?
It's whatever the game of the week is, and because we always do 5 games.
Right.
Now, compare that how we do it on Sundays now to how we used to do it. We used to go from the 1 o'clock games,
Yeah.
to the 4 o'clock games, to the 8 o'clock game, to the Monday night game, all in one show. Like we used to, and it was about 5. What was it? 5 or 6 of us picking at the time. Man, we used to have some shows, man. We used to have some shows.
No, I think it sounds good at 5.
Yeah, we do 5 games.
And then we also
MLB
do,
news.
we also pick a player Like somebody you think is gonna blow up. That
Yeah.
week.
Blow up.
Jeez. Why can't I think of the name of the segment? Now I'm gonna have to go back and look at one of the NFL shows, remember all the names of the segments, so I get everything.
Well, like Martin Payne said, you stay with me, we gonna blow up. When I
A
blow
little
up, you
MLB
blow up.
news. The Florida Marlins cleaned house. They got rid of all of their top executives during the season. I know you gentlemen are big on MLB. Please explain this to me. Is this normal? Is this natural?
This is a bad franchise.
Yeah.
That is very bad. And the only thing they're good at is being a bad franchise. They're the only team that has, I think they have 3 World Series titles. And like the very next year after they won the title, they basically sold off the parts and became a bad team again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only reason they haven't won recently was the untimely death of one Jose Fernandez. Because I think if he had made it through, he didn't have his incident. I think he's somebody that would have carried them to a division title and maybe even to a World Series.
Yeah,
Like
this
he was
is
there
Miami.
versus Strasburg.
Yeah, Miami does this every 3-4 years. It seems it's nothing new.
Like think of like if Groot died every time he became baby Groot and like actually started walking, and you just blew him up again, and he started as a potted plant. That's essentially what they are. Like you never get to full grown Groot because that's the way the Marlins run.
Well, they got one good thing going on in Miami right now, and I thought he would have been on the trading block since they was cleaning out the way I thought. But Jake Berger's been on fire the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think Jake's market comes in the all season.
He's raking, man. 359, 9 home runs, 14 RBIs in 14 games.
Well, I'm not going to spoil the next one, but go ahead, KJ. Oh, now you're on mute. Oh, this show is brought to you by Mute.
Yeah. Let's get the
Mute.
sign language going there.
Suspended for a slur. Am I saying that right? That's Duran, right?
Yes. You're saying it right.
Okay. Suspended for a slur. Apparently he told a heckler, he called a heckler the F-bomb. Use your imagination.
A cigarette
era
in
of
London.
cancel culture. So he's been suspended for 2 games due to that. Geez. Stiff penalty. I've heard people called worse, but
I think it's the term. If he had called it, if he had
I'm
said
not
anything else,
MLB. Is this
Does
a
it start with
suspendable
F and end with
worthy
ER?
offense?
What word did he use? Did it start with F and end with ER?
Huh?
No.
What word?
He used
chose
the
the F
anti-gay
word.
slur.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah, anti-gay slur.
It should be like a
Yeah.
cigarette.
Yeah. No, I thought, shit,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
They let you say a lot of names nowadays, man. You can use the Q word, and I don't know what words to use, man, when I talk about that, so I just don't talk about it.
Hey, that's the
Yeah.
smart approach.
Because nothing
Yeah.
you say.
Yeah. No, somebody going to be hurt, but they want to be titled as such, so I think you should better call them such.
So I asked the question: suspendable offense, or should this been a finable offense? Either way, I think it's going to be a teaching moment. But what do you gentlemen think?
His lesson should be: don't say dumb stuff on a hot mic. That's it. The end.
And he was at the plate when he said it.
Right, but there's a mic or stuff there at the plate because you can hear the umpire. The radio station probably has their mics there, so you can probably pick up stuff like that. And it was like at one of them points where the whole ballpark it kind of like settled down, and you heard the heckler very clearly.
You could probably hear rat piss on cotton.
But you get some of these hecklers, man, they don't say the nicest things either, you know? I understand they paid for their ticket and all that, but it doesn't entitle you to be able to say anything on your mind to this human being that's playing baseball or basketball or sports. So, I mean, it goes back to the days with the Washington Bullets. You used to have this DC lawyer. What the heck was his name?
We know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. He sat right behind
Robin
the
Ficker.
opposing team's bench. Ficker.
Robin
Did you say Ficker?
Yep.
Yes, Robin Ficker. And I sat
Yep.
near him one time, man. He's nonstop. I would have cussed him out. So, some of these fans, just because you paid the price for a ticket doesn't mean you can speak any way you want to these ball players. So, they get away with it too.
The thing about Robin Ficker, he never said anything derogatory. He told Charles Barkley one time, he said George Mirasan was the best center in the league.
Yeah, well, Ficker, he was a lawyer, like I say. He wasn't crossing no lines.
No, and he's actually running for Senate right now.
I saw that. He ran before too.
And what's crazy about him, the only reason why he didn't make it to Capital One, because they wanted to move his seat away from where he wanted to sit. He wanted to sit behind the opposing team bench where he sat at Capital Center.
For years.
They wanted to put him away from the opposing team bench. But I'm like, that's your heater right there. That's what you do. You put him right there. It's new stuff, man. But he's suspended for 2 games. Next up, your boy, Midnight Rider, Victor Robles, gets a 2-year extension from Seattle. It's $9.75 million with a $9 million team option for 2027. And it includes $2 million in bonuses and escalators. But when I say that, I'm wrong. So he was set to become a free agent after the season. So a good move or bad move by the Seattle Mariners?
It's okay. I mean,
good
because
move.
you won't have control of them. I mean, you're probably paying them market value at best. But I mean, like, the guy right now is just on a heater. So you just gotta hope that, like, in the words of Mike Rizzo, you gotta hope he doesn't play to the back of his baseball card. Like, you want this to be his new norm. Otherwise, you paid this $10 million and you're not going to get. I mean, it's not much money, so it's not like you're risking a whole lot keeping this guy around. But I mean, I think he's just in a hot stretch, and I think it also helps that he's not here anymore.
Anything to add to that, Jack?
No, I think it was a fine move. I mean, they're trying to lock him up, like you say, for not a lot of money. I think it was fine. And like I say, he's the one that's got the change of scenery, so he probably wanted to stay out there and not shop around in free agency.
Yeah. He probably likes the little fish market.
Yeah, man, get down to the wharf.
Throw me some salmon, baby. Hopefully he'll concentrate long enough and catch it.
Well, that's right. He in Seattle. The wharf's in San Fran.
Yep. Well, we come to that show, that time in the show where it's time to wrap that ish up, B.
Man.
Final thoughts. What you got to? What's the good to watch tonight? Because I know what's today. Today is the 13th, so we still got a week before Death of Ed McNair premieres on Netflix. I'm waiting for that with bated breath. But I'm like the boss BJ. Am I going to be able to sit through it? Is the question, or is it going to be too heavy?
Man, they do a good job on Netflix. So,
what about you, gentlemen?
I'm sitting here and I'm gonna watch this MLB Big Inning because I can watch. It plays me like 4 games, and I can watch a little bit of everything. And sadly enough, this is the only way that the MLB allows me to watch my Washington Nationals without having Masson. So, I mean, I always still think it's still humorous that they offer you MLB TV, but your hometown games are blacked out. But I mean, why would anybody want to watch the home teams? It's the
I ain't
stupidest
got
thing in the world.
no blackouts.
I know you don't, Jack. You know
Told
what
y'all stop playing. Told y'all stop playing. My phone ain't ringing. My phone ain't ringing. So y'all must like it. But I know y'all ain't. Well, KG ain't gonna be up, but Ben will probably watch it. The
Final thoughts.
Diamondbacks are playing tonight. The hottest team in baseball right now. I think they've won 20 out of 22. They're on fire right now. Well, and they're playing Colorado, so should be a sweep. But but the White Sox upset the Yankees the other day. Jeez.
Oh, I got a fact for that.
Huh?
The Yankees have lost. They haven't won on a Monday this season.
Oh, what? Where you get your stats at? I like that.
Oh, I have a fellow degenerate that brought that up to my attention.
Got a guy, huh?
Yeah.
Check your guy out. Well, the whole AL East is just like it was last time we touched in on baseball. Ain't nobody doing nothing in the AL East. They're just fluttering.
Well, the
5-5,
Red Sox
4-6. Huh?
The Red Sox had a stretch because they kind of tried to work their way into the mix.
Still 7 back. I mean, this week or last 10 they was 5-5.
Got you.
The hottest division is the NL West. The Dodgers, the Padres, and
Diamondbacks.
the Backs. Yeah, that's the hottest division right now. I didn't think it would be that close. I thought LA would run away with it, but it's 3.5 game lead there right now.
I told you, LA's injuries to their pitching staff is going to hold them back. That's the only thing that's giving them problems. They just lost another starter to Tommy John this week, so that's their problem. Is I think they're going to run out of arms to end the season.
It's possible, yeah, it's possible, but things getting ready to start heating up here in the next 3 weeks or so.
Yeah,
it's almost that time for the playoff push.
Matty Ice said, "Get a VPN. They are inexpensive. That's how we watch the Guards games."
Matt, I'm already in that thought process.
Yeah, that's the same thing with Cleveland, man. Their division's not doing a whole lot, and the Guardians are falling, but they're not losing ground because the teams below them are losing as well. So Cleveland's been pretty lucky.
Yeah, their best threat is Minnesota, but Minnesota's hit and miss. I mean, Kansas City. I'm sorry.
Kansas City's 5 out. Minnesota's 3.5.
Yeah.
Minnesota had a terrible 10-game stretch, 3-7. You just can't do that when you're trying to run for a playoff push. You can't go 3-7.
Yes, you can, because there's 162 of these, Jack.
It ain't that many more than 162 left. We're less than halfway there.
Yeah,
this time of year, you don't want to go 3-7.
You don't, but sometimes you can go and then you get hot after that.
Yes.
I've seen this.
Oh, it was Cleveland that went 3-7. Kansas City 6-4. And Minnesota 5-5. So I like September baseball.
Maybe going into September. Maybe we do a quick hit on baseball in the September, kind of like a stretch run.
We most definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're gonna call it, from the stretch.
Stretch run, a home stretch.
From the stretch.
From the stretch.
From the stretch. All right. Make sure you
I'm writing this
pause.
stuff down.
Make sure you pause. The boys get so anxious on my teams, man. They just rock and fire, dude. I'm probably like, time out.
You got some Johnny Cuetos.
Yeah. They teach them how to pause, man. I'm like, look, bring the ball to your chest, take a deep breath, then go. And they say, that ain't how I do it. Well, if you want to pitch and not get balked every time, yeah, fun times.
Matty Ice said guards are playing better now. Guards just have to have a lead after 6.
Yep.
And Clay should be the side.
Yeah, they blew one the other day. They was winning. Killed my damn parlay. Pissed me off.
It always comes down to the parlay.
I need Colton Cowser right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our show. Be sure to come back on Thursday and check us out. But until then, that's the Gentleman Jack down south. That's the Midnight Rider. I'm the big guy, KG. Be back on Thursday, y'all, because we don't do no overtime, baby. We are out of here.